I am going to be transferring an idea I have, a sketch, into a finished work in Photoshop that is an advertisement. So I'm going to begin in Photoshop by choosing File, New, and as I mentioned last week, and if you don't remember, that's totally fine, you want to think about the place where your ad is going to be, where it's going to be. So is it a ad about some kind of a garden show? Should the ad be in some Best of San Francisco? Should it be, bless you, should it be in Home and Garden? Should your ad be in the newsletter of the museum? Should it be in the Sunday paper? Where does the ad live? What kind of a magazine might that ad live in? And you want to picture your ad being at least a quarter-page ad. It can be a full-page ad. So the dimensions are going to come from the magazine that you imagine your work being in. And so my dimensions are going to be based in inches. And I'm going to make my ad a full-page ad with a width of 8.5 and a height of 11. The resolution really should be 300 pixels per inch because it's going to be in a color, full color magazine, and it needs to be nice and sharp. Because I know I'm going to be compositing and collaging, I probably want to make the background transparent. It's almost easier to just do that when you start and keep it like that. Your color profile should be this choice, which is Adobe 1998, Adobe RGB 1998. This is the most versatile color profile. And it uses square pixels because we're printing, not on the web or not on TV or not in some other platform. If you name your file here, it's great. It does save you a step later, but it doesn't actually save the file. All it does is start the file with that name on it. And now I'm going to show you how to save as a preset. Very exciting. This saves everything as an 8.5 by 11 with the settings I have set, and click OK, except for one thing I'm going to do, 300 ppi for the name, so I remember that when I look at the preset. Okay, so now I can see other presets, paper, web, and this part down here is actually files I have open. So there's where we're going to go. Here we begin. Here we begin. All right, so now I'm looking in Photoshop and I'm trying to work from my sketch. And in my sketch, I have some areas for type here, some large areas for type. And I'm just going to put some ruler guides in. If you do not remember, under View, there is a choice for rulers. This will turn them off. And again, View, rulers. And I also know that I have some type that's going to fall over here in a panel, such as that. Now, it's probably a very good idea for you to be able to recognize the size of parts of this document in advance of your actually getting the thing printed. So if I click and drag, this is the zoom tool, and I have scrubby zoom turned off. I'm pretty sure I talked about that in last tutorial. I turned that off. And now I zoom in and I can see right where I am at 2 inches. I'm going to zoom out, Command minus. And again, here I'm looking at my guides up here in the ruler guides, and I'm looking at the rulers. So I want to make sure that no type is any closer, is not any closer than or away from the edge of my design work as 1/2 inch. I don't know what language I just said that in, but that it would not come out any other way. So again, I'm looking to make an 8.5 inch page have a 1/2 inch margin on each side, and the same thing as well. I want to give myself a comfortable 1/2 inch margin. So these guides are showing me my 1/2 inch margin around the document. Drop that in so I don't go crazy later. I can't see what that one's doing. I need to scroll down. Click, and there. Click. So there are my margins. Looks a little strange. Can't really see it at every scroll, but they are there. oddly, on that screen there, that looks a little better. All right, so now I'm going to begin with working with my photo, the photo for my event. And I'm just going to grab a photo, and at the same time, I will just talk with you a little bit about copyright infringement. I think you probably are pretty well aware. Didn't we talk about that last week too? Didn't I show you the Creative Commons website for searching image? All right, so that topic is done unless you need any more information about it. I would definitely look up fair use, read about fair use versus copyright. However, I'm going to search up something for my advertisement, and my advertisement is for an event, and somebody can suggest what I'm going to design, and I'll just design something. Anybody want to? What should it be? Don't all jump at once. All right. What is it going to be? It's okay. Tell me. Say again.
An art venue or a gallery or something.
Oh, what kind of venue? Tell me again. I'm sorry.
Gallery venue.
Gallery venue. Okay, so it's an art event poster?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's going to be wine and kites. All right, so I need some kites, and I need people drinking wine. It's the wine and kites event. All right, so maybe I just need to do some great images of kites flying. Kites. All right, maybe I need people flying kites. Oh, that's pretty crazy. Okay, so maybe my event is for the wine, my wine club. And it is come fly a kite. Beaujolais, right? That's new wine. Mm-hmm. All right. So I'm going to have the Kite Beaujolais Festival. Okay. Sure. Mm-hmm. All right. I think it probably would be neat to get one of these vintage images of these kids here. That's kind of neat stuff. I'm sort of digging that. It's kind of weird. Right? I know you like it. That's kind of cool too. It's just kind of small though, which is worrisome. So if I go up here and I go to size and I do large, hopefully I'll get some images that are larger. All right, and now I'm going to do antique images. Oh, that's cool. Don't fly drunk. Probably not a good idea, this whole idea. I think I need to stop this now before someone gets hurt. I think we should be safe with kites. All right, I'm not getting any of these awesome vintage. Ooh, what's that? It has nothing to do with kites. All right, so I'm going to stop looking now. I think only, oh, that ought to do it. That's pretty cool. There's, again, no kites in there.
Airplanes.
Right? Balloon festival.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Aviation.
All right, so now I'm going to just do save image as, or better yet, I'm going to cancel that. I'm just going to do control click and copy image, and using command tab, I'm toggling over to my Photoshop document where I am pasting that and clicking OK. And it is small, but command T or edit, transform, scale. If I do command T on my keyboard, opens the same dialog. And I have an idea that I want this to fill about this much of my design. Okay, and that'll be there. And I'll change the name of this layer, kite. Come on, baby. Oh, return key.
Why would you copy it versus placing it?
Because placing it doesn't actually put it in this document. Placing it could be a good idea if I want to do something that's like a round-trip editable object, such as designing the type in Illustrator and doing what is a publish and subscribe so that I can change it in Illustrator and it would update in here. Otherwise, I would like this whole file. This whole file needs to be in one thing. So place is not embedded. Okay. This is embedded in the file.
Thanks.
Great question. All right, so I want to name this. This is the old balloon layer. And now I'm going to do another search here for image of vintage air balloons. Old photo of hot air balloon. Definitely want something like this. Kind of multiple balloons in the sky feeling. Love that. And again, I should check up here and make sure that I'm on large images and even see if I can have something larger than. Okay, looks good. All right, now I do need to pick a photo, and I'm really not going to be too fussy because it's much more about me giving you a lesson than making like the ultimate ad. You'll make an ultimate ad. So I will choose this one because I like the variation in the image. And again, here I'm going to press the Control key and click and do copy image and Command Tab back over to Photoshop and Command V for paste and click OK. And there that one is. And I'll call this one Balloons Color. Okay, so now I have the main imagery I want to work with for the tutorial. And that will give me the opportunity to work with selection tools, with painting and applying color, and doing some basic photo corrections as per the reading from the week. Okay, so I'll be doing all those things now. Following this part, I really should probably put the text in so I know where the text is going to go, so when I'm designing the image, I'm not going too far out of control. So I have the images here, and we'll figure out how we're going to put those together in a moment. I'm going to bring the layers palette back up here so you can see what it's doing. It's going to add type or any new layer above the currently selected layer. So a moment ago, I had the old balloon layer selected, and now I clicked on the balloons color layer. So that when I take the type tool, here it is, and I click and drag out the area that I'm going to be putting my type box in. I'm going to keep it inside the margins. It will bring up this layer with the T on it. So type layers have their own distinct look in Photoshop, which is this large letter T tells you it's a type layer. And so this is going to be my left aligned typeface. I just clicked here on left aligned. I do not want Black Oak Standard. I can guarantee you that. And I'm going to keep it something very simple and even something that has a robust feeling to it, but is not going to be my final type. I'm just saying that now. This is not, I'm not going to use Cooper Standard Black, but I need to start somewhere. I also tend to like to, this is a personal tip here, I like to make the text pretty large when I start typing anything so I can see what I'm doing. And I would rather have it be large so I can see it than too small. It's annoying when you can't see it. Okay? So it's going to be the 5th Fairfax Wine Club balloon and balloons and help me out with the spelling here. Beaujolais.
B-O-U-J.
It's French.
Okay, fest. So that's the first piece of my text. I certainly do not want to have any hyphenations. The 5th annual Fairfax, and then the next line I'm going to do shift return. That's a soft return. And here I'm going to put Beaujolais Fest on its own line. For now, that's the first piece of text. When I click on the Move tool, which is this tool in the upper right-hand corner, the type is now set. That's in the document and thus shows up here on the layer panel. Right, so there is my first piece of text. Right, the next piece of text is going to be the date of the festival. So I'm going to click and drag down here at the bottom to create a new text box. And I'm going to put the date here is going to be June 12th, 2016. And then from 12, we'll say here, from 11, I don't want to start too late, 11 a.m. till, we should probably get these people out of there, like by, what do you think? 7, 6? What should we kick them out by?
7.
You're generous. All right, till 7 p.m. And now I can't see all my type in the box. And if you look closely, you see there's a little plus at the bottom of this box. If you know Illustrator or InDesign, you might recognize that means that there's not enough room in the box to display the text. And I want this 7 p.m. on the same line as here, and I probably am going to end up wanting that centered, knowing me, or even just on one line. And again, this is way bigger than that text is probably going to be, and certainly is not going to be that font. And now I need to put the place on there, so I've now switched to the Move key that sets the type, and I'll just guess that in the middle. And now I need to have the type tool again, and I'm going to click and drag out a box, and I'm going to put this in a park here, or maybe in the large parking lot of a winery, or that might be a good idea. Let's do it at a winery. So let's do it at Cupcake Winery. And I need to put the address here. All right. This is a great beginning. I have a great beginning here. I might also want to add the website of the club and a phone number. Another text box. http://www. Now, it's going to be a problem if that text is too large, so I can visualize that already. I'm going to jump over here and make it smaller, 14 points. www. Fairfax Wine Club.net. Now, a lot of people, when they start doing type, try to make every line a separate piece of type, or they try to make the whole thing one piece of type. I suggest you work in phrases. And I'm going to zoom in here. I can't see what I'm doing. Come on, Kiwi. Come on, baby. Move tool. All right, now I'm zooming. So 14-point type is pretty darn small. I clicked inadvertently and put those Z's in there, and I need to get rid of those. And now I'm going to go back to the text tool because of this small text here. I need to get right on it. I am going to put the phone number in here too. So what is that, 908? We'll just pretend we know. We'll come back to that, right? 908. I am going to put periods here because I think they're easier to read. And I'm going for legibility. Posters should be able to be read at a distance. This is not a large poster, but it's still a poster. It's a mini poster. It's for going inside of a window of a shop or ad that's going, a poster that can double as an ad or an ad that can double as a poster kind of idea. All right, 908, 232, and 87, that's my number, okay? All right, so here is the main pieces of the ad. And I'm going to throw these layers back up here. And in fact, I'm going to pull out some of these other tabs that I don't use as regularly to make some space.
Is each text box on its own layer?
Yes, you've got that correctly. Each text box is on its own layer. Each text box creates a new layer. So I have, if I zoom out a little, I now have the phone number and web address layer. I have the location layer. I have the date layer. And I have the event name layer. And then I also have 2 image layers. Okay. All right, I'm going to stop the recording now. And